like heading here. Got another little free mini lesson for you today. We're going to be talking about the basics of tremolo. So tremolo is probably the most recognizable mandolin technique. It's used all the time in classical mandolin, bluegrass mandolin. It's basically the mandolin equivalent of a long bow on the violin. So a lot of the techniques we're going to be using on mandolin are actually stolen from violin. There's a great John Hartford quote that says, Bill Monroe was one of the best old-time fiddle players ever. He just played it on mandolin. So he stole a ton of ideas from old-time fiddle players. We're going to talk about the basics of tremolo, how to stay relaxed, how to do the pick grip, and a couple basic exercises to get you started. So if you like this lesson, you can subscribe to my website, sign up for the basic membership, and you'll get this lesson plus many others. All right, here it is. All right, let's start breaking down the tremolo. So let's just start on the G string, our lowest string. And let's just start by doing down and up picking, because tremolo is no different than your basic down and up picking. All that we're doing is we're just basically doing it at a faster rate of speed. So let's start really relaxed, just doing down and ups on the G string. And what we want to focus on here is using our wrist of our right hand, not our forearm. If we're doing a lot of this movement, we're going to get really tired really fast, so try and use just your wrist. You can put a little bit of pressure on your forearm back here to kind of ensure that your forearm's not moving too much. But we really want to use the weight of our wrist to drive through the strings. That's going to help us get more volume and tone with less effort. So let's kind of slowly start speeding it up, and there'll be a point where you kind of stay really relaxed. Let's slow it back down. So it's the same motion. My right hand's not changing. I'm not switching pick grips or anything like that. It's the same motion, just sped up. And the hardest part about it really is just staying relaxed and not, you know, moving more than you need to. See how I'm staying really close to the strings? I'm just using my wrist. Let's try and go up to the D string. Like one continuous note if possible. Let's go to the high E string. Okay, so that's the basics of tremolo. The tremolo is basically the mandolin equivalent of a long bow on the violin. So when they can play those really long sustained notes, we obviously don't have a bow, we have a pick. So that's kind of our version of how we recreate that sound. So let's do it with a basic scale, because that'll give you good practice on moving your left hand while keeping the tremolo going. So let's start on the low G string again. Then we're going to add the second fret on the G string with our first finger. And keep the tremolo going. Don't stop when you change notes. Fourth fret on the G string with our second finger. Fifth fret, third finger. Open D string. Second fret, D string, first finger. Fourth fret, D string, second finger. And then fifth fret, D string, that's our octave. Let's do another octave. So let's go up to the A string. Second fret on the A string. Third fret on the A string. Fifth fret on the A string. High E string, second fret on the E string, and then third fret is your octave. Let's go back down. Second fret, open, fifth fret A string, third fret, second fret, open, fifth fret D string, fourth fret D string, second fret, fifth fret G string, fourth fret, second fret, open. And what we're working on there is, remember, keeping your right hand moving regardless if your hand is changing. What you don't want to do is when you change notes is stop. And that's very common, is that your right hand's going to want to stop when your left hand starts changing. So take that scale and mix them up in different orders. You know, you could jump around to different notes. You know, practice jumping around different strings. I'm just practicing my accuracy, getting the tremolo to sound even and smooth, and practice jumping around to the different strings. Okay, so now let's practice doing it on 2 strings, because up until this point we've only been doing the tremolo on 1 string. Okay, so let's do a basic G double stop. We're going to use our 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the D string and our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. So we've got 5 and 2, 5th fret and 2nd fret on the middle 2 strings. So let's do that tremolo, and now I'm going to use the middle 2 strings. Tone there. Make sure you're getting both the middle strings, so all 4 strings, the middle 2 pairs. So you can practice that. You know, you maybe even look down at your right hand to make sure you're getting all the middle strings, so all 4 strings. You know, I'm getting the middle 2 pairs. So now what you can do is, this is a little exercise, add your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. That's a C double stop. For a D, if you put your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and then you hit the A string, so you get the middle 2 strings, that's a D. So you can do G, C, G, D. And remember, anything you can do on one set of strings on mandolin, you can do on another, so try it on all the strings, the same exercise. Same thing, that'd be in D, D, G, and A. And if you did on the lowest strings, it'd be C, F, and G. So the lowest string sounds like this. Remember, you're going for that really even tone. Think of a long bow on a violin. You don't even hear when they're changing the direction of the bow sometimes. They're so smooth with it. So that's what we're going for. And it's going to take some practice. It's going to take some time to stay relaxed. So give yourself some time with this. I don't expect you to learn this overnight. This takes a lot of practice. And like I said, half the battle is just staying relaxed. Okay, now, lastly, let's try doing a little position shift. So let's take that same G double stop we were doing 5 and 2. So 5th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the A string, 1st and 3rd fingers with my left hand. So we're going to slide from 5 and 2, 5th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the A string, up to 9 and 5. So 9th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string. I'm using my same 2 fingers, so I'm going from this up to that. And then you can slide back down and your fingers get closer together. You can even slide to practice it. So let's do that a few times without the tremolo, just to practice it. Remember, don't lift your hands off the strings too much if you don't have to. Let's just try it with the tremolo. Let's add a little slide. One more, you can do 7 and 3. So you walk down from 9 and 5, then you walk down to 7 and 3, and then 5 and 2. It's a little double stop walk down. That's really good practice to keep your right hand moving though. Don't stop tremoloing when you're sliding. Even if you slide way past it, keep your right hand moving. It'll actually cover your tracks if you keep your right hand moving, believe it or not. If you stop everyone's going to turn and say, hey, why did you stop? Oh, you made a mistake. So even if you slide past it or have to adjust, just keep your tremolo going. You know, even if it takes you a while to get up there, that's fine. Just adjust your hand once it's up there too. That's completely fine. Same thing as the other exercise, try it on all the strings. So that's some basic tremolo exercises to get you started. Alright, hopefully that helps you out. And if you like this lesson, you can subscribe to the basic membership on my site and you'll get access to this lessons plus a few more free mini lessons. Alright, good luck.